Now, for a best of 5, it's a little bit different. I did mention how the best of 5 format in this tournament is crazy. But the way it works is Game 1 is going to be SC2 versus Brood War. Game 2, roles are reversed. Game 3, I believe Game 3 is Brood War versus Brood War, and then Game 4 is SC2 versus SC2. I believe that is the dynamic. And then Game 5, the ace match is player picks. So here we go, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Korean Terran player. We have the blue Terran. Ooh. The SC2 Terran. It is Kiwian, aka TOP. I have to set up all the player names. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Vermeer, we have the South Korean Zerg player. We have the Brutal Zerg, the Red Zerg. For Team Hyper 1, it is a 3-point. We go, and welcome one and all to Vermeer. Vermeer is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom left, bottom right, top right, and top left as well. As we have gas first. Okay, gas first out of our Zerg. Interesting, gas into pool. With this, we can rush into early link speed. We can go for an early flood. Oh boy. So hyper aggression at a 3-point. And it's going to be on Kiwian to figure out what's going on. Now, because this is a 4-player spawn map, it is very common to see Terran players go for faster expansions, even CC first. Here, it is going to be Rax expand out of Kiwian, but still an economic, a standard economic opener. We'll see if we can get a read on what's going on, though. We'll see how long it takes for him to scout his opponent. It goes both ways. We do see our first Overlord being sent diagonally across the map, going for the cross spawn, and the first Overlord checking the vertical spawn location. So eventually, 3-point will find Kiwian. Eventually. SCV moves out. CC is on the way. And it looks like Kiwian, he is scouting top left. Okay, so he does roll the dice. He rolls well. And Kiwian will find 3-point. Meanwhile, link speed is on the way. He's staying in gas. Okay, staying in gas. Tells us we might rush into a lair. Or might rush into Hydras. Hatchery's on the way. SV does confirm how late the bases are. And he does confirm the Zerglings. And Zerglings have arrived. Ooh, sniping the SCV. 3-point, he does send it. Does send it across the map. Oh. Well, this he does rally. And thankfully, Kiwian, he has a wall, right? He has his wall set up. He has 1 Marine to defend. These Lings, ideally, they want to delay the CC, and it looks like they might just be able to. Oh. So they get on the worker. They will delay. SCV will go down. And we'll see what else he can get done here. Because this is pretty expensive. Very committed here to delay and to deny the CC. Diving on the Marine. More boys are being pulled, and the Marine does go down. And we're still flooding. By the way, we're still flooding across the map. He's not stopping. He's not stopping, not slowing down. Can delay once again. He can. Another SCV goes down, going for the Reaper. Oh my god. Reaper does pull away. Another worker falls. And with that, can he force a cancel? No shot. Yeah, the base is getting low. Behind this, we are droning. 3-point droning up, going into 2-base lair. Very fast lair here. Now we know what the gas is for, and he looks like he will force a cancel. Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, brutal cancellation. Kiwian stuck on 1 base. Brutal loss. And behind this, going into 2-base muta. Again, the lair means one thing only. Spire play going to mutas. Now we see 3-point droning up. Is droning, is saturating. Does hit the natural at the same time, does miss the main army. Uh-oh. Keep going. No, there's nothing. There's nothing. Kiwian. Don't be scared. There's literally nothing here. No. Lings, they race back home in time. I think they get us around as well. Aye, aye, aye. Kiwian. There was nothing to defend. He could have sent it, Pappy. He could have just gone in. Just go in. With that 3-point he holds. He does hold, he does defend. Very lucky, very fortunate there, as he had nothing at home to help defend. Just drones. And Kiwian, he's in a rough place. He's in a rough position here. Aye, aye, aye. Stuck on one base. He does have a lot of Hellions to work with, true. But he's so committed. Like, he needs to get some kind of damage done here. And the move gets spotted by the Overlord. 3-point he knows. We have a Sunken Colony on the way. Muta production has begun. As now there's a defensive setup. Let's go. Morphing in Hellbats. Let's go. Lings, they cannot engage. But Mutas are on the way. Going for the Marine. And there's only one Marine. Mutas, they pop out. Hellbats, they bust into the mineral lines. Kiwian, he can still pop off. He's going for the workers. Does roast up all the Lings. Lings are roasted. Oh, but the Hellbats are cleaned up. And that was not enough. That was not enough damage here. He killed what? He killed one drone? Yeah, one drone. One drone went down. Ay, ay, ay. Mutas, they popped out in time. Back at home, the natural base is compromised. It's open. There's nothing here. It's going to be 2 of the mines. Oh. 2 anoints to defend. And Kiwian cannot keep up. Oof. Takes out a Muta. Takes down one. Just the one though. GG gets called, and 3-point he will snowball out of control. He will take game number 1. GG. Whew. GG, well played. 3-point does take a lead. Again, a very intense game here, very close as well. 3-point opening up with early link speed. It was there was so much hinging on 3-point, not just delaying the expansion, but forcing a cancel, and he barely pulled it off as well, just barely. Very close, very clutch. With that happening, then the pressure was on Kiwian, and he did go for a Hellbat counterattack, but did not do enough damage. He killed one drone, did not get into the mineral line, did not do enough damage. GG. GG, well played. With that, we're getting into our next game. Going to be loading into Blue Storm for game number 2. Let's go. Here we go. So we are loading into game number 2. And again, the roles have been reversed. This time it's going to be a StarCraft 2 Zerg. Here we go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Blue Storm, we have our StarCraft 2 Zerg player. We have the Red Zerg representing Team Hyper 1, leading the series 1-0 in the specified grand finals. It is 3-point. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the Brood War Terran player. We have the Blue Terran, also from South Korea. It is Kiwian, aka TOP. Here we go. So we are setting up. And once again, welcome to Blue Storm. We didn't really get to embrace this map earlier. This is the map, of course, where Kiwian did bunker rush Spirit. And did work amazingly, by the way. That's crazy. It's crazy. Of course, some of the big features here is that there is a very narrow choke point coming into the natural, so a much more defendable natural base. Likewise, also rocks here you can knock down as well. The third base is more exposed. Here on the left-hand side, we have our third, and as you can see here, it's very open. More importantly, there's high ground. There's high ground right next to the third base, which is crazy. This does often mean that if you want to take a fight, if you want to protect this base, you have to fight further out. Like, you cannot make a stand here at the third. You have to make a stand further out here at the opposing ramp, at the opposing choke point. Very wide choke point instead. On top of that, we do have a larger main, so there's a lot of area here to drop into the main base. And of course, very short rush distance by ground. And Kiwian opening up 3x. Okay, he's going for a 3x stim. This is a very common and very trendy build amongst Brood War Terran players, going up to 3x's, going into the academy, and going for a stim timing. If you've been watching any amount of StarCraft Evolution over the past 6 months, you'd be very familiar with this build. Very familiar. It's done against Zerg, against Protoss, and even against Terran at times. Even against Terran. Yo, meanwhile, big shout out to Flipper Fat Jack in the chat. Gab, amiga, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, had a great ladder session, hope you had a great time. And welcome to the grand finals of KungFu Cup. Welcome to some StarCraft Evolution. Now, this stim timing, as you can see here, Academy to stim. Now, what makes this so terrifying, what makes this hit so hard, is that an Academy allows you to make stim it also allows you to make fire bats. And fire bats against Zerglings, they do so well. On top of that, allows you to make medics as well. You don't need a starport. In StarCraft 2, this push hits later, or it's just weaker because you have limited stims, because you have no starports, or so you have no medevacs to support yourself. Here, medics are available. So this is a stronger build in Brood War. But because it's so strong, it's been nerfed. It has been nerfed quite a bit. The way that this has been nerfed in the most recent patch, I say recent patch from a couple of months ago, rushing into a lair, he's crazy. that's a 245 lair time. He's crazy, but oh my god. Are we going to 2-base Muta? I think 3-point might just be dead. I'll be honest. This might just kill him. This is crazy greed at a 3-point, and he should not get away with it. Okay, it's going into roaches. So the reason why he's going for the lair is roach speed. Okay, so he's going into fast roaches into roach speed. He can pull off a defense here with roaches. We'll see how many roaches he has for the defense. But this is going to be a very tight defense here for 3-point. But the way this build was nerfed was that they increased the attack priority on the medic. They also decreased the medic's health. And I believe they also increased the build time of stim. So that there was actually this build did get quite a lot of nerfs in recent times. So they increased the build speed of stim, they increased the priority of the medic, and they decreased its HP as well. And I want to say there was like another nerf. There was like one more as well. Oh, let's go! 3-point, he knocks down the rocks. He's gonna delay the push. Yeah, he has to go the long way around. Wow. Very nice use of the terrain here. He knocks down those rocks. He delays the timing. Yeah, Kiwian is trying to figure out, wait, what? He's like, what's going on? Aha. And again, every second counts. Every second counts here. Roaches are amassing back at home. 3-point. He didn't even scout, by the way. He just assumed it was going to be a 3-max. This is just how popular this build is. But a very nice delay, as Kiwian has to go the long way around. Back at home, roach production has begun. Building up roaches, building up queens. And again, this is hitting just as the roaches pop out. Just in time. 3-point is ready. And Kiwian, he scans. He sees the army. He knows, I mean, he can't push in. He can try. Kiwian forced back. Behind this, working on +1. Getting into 2-3-8 shells, right? Is it 2-3-8? And building up his tanks. Yeah, factory into machine shop. Into tank production. The timing has failed, and now suddenly 3-point momentum is in his favor. You can hit that 1-1 timing. You can move out with mass roach. Does scan, does confirm the lair. And Marines are being shot down. And we can see 3-point just bullying this army. Catching on all 3 medics as well. Medics do crumble, and Kiwian, he has nothing. He has nothing here. Remember, everything was delayed in favor of the stim timing, and he missed the timing. That's why there's no tanks. There's no tanks, there's no setup. Kiwian scans, confirms no third base. It's a 2-base all-in. Just 2-base all-in here by 3-point. Plus one carapace about to finish up. Back at home, we're just fully walling up. But remember, there's no tank. There's no tank. It's just now popping out. Remember, Kiwian is not ready for this. Does bypass the main army. 3-point moving in. Going for the bunker. Tank does siege. But the bunker goes down. The boys are being pulled, and there's almost nothing here. There's a handful of Marines. We do see Kiwian trying to catch reinforcements, and he is trading well for himself. Does get a queen, but that's going to be 21 SCVs. 25. And the tank as well. Biles, they will connect. They shut down the tank. And Kiwian, he has nothing left. Again, 3-point did such an amazing job of just buying time, delaying the timing, delaying the push, and getting away with his own roach all-in. And Kiwian, he's stuck on 1 base. He's stuck on a 1-base setup. There's 1 tank, there's 1 bunker. Behind this 3-point, just droning. He's droning up. Has a very low drone count to begin with, but is now droning. From here, he doesn't have to push in. He can just expand, and he will. Takes the 3rd. Snipes all the gases. Kiwian fighting out of range of his tank. From here, Kiwian can't get much done. Oh. Going for a drop, a bit of a desperation drop across the map. Once again, Kiwian just stuck with one base. Well, we're coping a little bit. Let's go. I mean, hey, man with gun is pretty good. True. Does hit the third. With that, gets a couple of worker kills. 3-point racing back home. Does alleviate some pressure. Gets 4 drones, not bad. Gets 4 workers. 3-point still in position. Hatcher taking a lot of damage. From here, dropping in towards the main. Loving the blue storm. Does hit the main base. And ideally, this is designed to just force back the Zerg, but 3-point's still here. 3-point is still at the natural. He doesn't turn everything back home. Now being forced out, finally. Kiwian can expand. Meanwhile, 3-point, Hive. Hive is on the way. Just out joining up his third base. From here, can take another. Just taking it slow. Is Radiant nerfs something? I think you'd rush straight to Vessels. If you're referring after the failed stim timing, Irradiate's not amazing in this position. It has its place in this matchup, 100%, especially in the late game. But specifically, Irradiate wouldn't do much against Roach Ravager. The reason for this, Zerg players have been getting very, very good at just sniping the Irradiate units. So like, Irradiate comes in, targets one Roach, you just kill the Roach. Just kill your own Roach, and just keep going. Just keep going. Obviously, that's a little bit different when you irradiate like an Ultra, for example, or if you go for Ling main. But against like a more dense army like this, it's less effective. For those who are curious, unlike something, for example, I guess you can irradiate your own science vessel, true, to try to erase her. That's probably the best move. But irradiate, it does run out if the targeted unit dies, if it expires. Unlike Power Bomb, which persists after death. True. That'd be crazy, by the way. That'd be insane. As now Ultras are on the way. Bringing them up. But again, the Hive is done. Ultra production has begun. So we go with the drop into the natural. Kiwian, he's able to build up on 2 bases. Yeah, he's getting there. Science facilities on the way. Let's go. I mean, again, against Ultras, Irradiate would be ideal, but unfortunately, the economy is just not quite there. There's going to be a world where we're almost there, where 3 points are about to max. It's about to max out. It's going for a massive Doom drop, and Kiwian is down almost 100 supply. Currently down 80. There's Irradiate. And again, the scenario that I mentioned earlier about targeting a unit and they can just kill their own is less applicable here, just because Ultras have so much health and so much HP. Like, Ultras are kind of the target for Irradiate. But we're going for the drop. We're going for a massive Ultra drop. Let's go. Irradiate's in production. There's going to be 1 science vessel. And does not have the energy for Irradiate. Does scan, does spot the Ultras. Drop is coming in. Yo, can he snipe the upgrade? No shot. Oh no! As he does leave the army idle, one drop load goes down. But there we go. He's going for the science facility. No, does ignore it. Going for the tanks. A bit of an awkward engage here. Yeah, it does go into the tank line. Oh my god, the ultras, they melt. Irradiate does complete. God, the arms of the ultras are so wide. Look at that. Jesus. Oh my god. Takes down the science vessel. So a bit of a blundered assault here. Lings, they rush into the wall. Tank boys are brutal, and Kiwian is holding. Kiwian, he does hold, he does defend. Let's go. Again, it was a messy engagement there, and again, 3-point, he should not have tried to push into that tank line. But he's going to try again. More drop lords on the way. This time going for a link drop. Marines are in position. Uh-oh. There we go, radiates on the weekends. Drop a lord. That does get two though. Does get all three. Oh my god. Very nice cleanup. Solid defense here from Kiwian. He's holding the line on two bases. Let's go. Eventually, 3-point should break through. Eventually. Still need more bases, more of an economy. 3-point is on a low drone count. True. That is hurting him. He's only on 64. 64 workers. So he doesn't really have as much of a bank as he should have. But this was the problem. We need more dropper lords. Let's go. From here, he could just drop on top of the tanks. Like, that would be the ideal, I would think. So just doom drop on top of the tanks instead. He's rushing through the turrets. Will unload. Unloads a couple of ultras. Going further in. Going for the tank line. And here he should have enough. He should have more than enough here. Unloads on the tanks. Tanks are going down. And 3-point, he will break through. Takes out all the tanks. GG gets called, and 3-point, he will take a 2-0 lead in the series. One game away from becoming our champion. GG. GG, well played. Oh. Does take a lead. And we'll see if he can claim the series here. One more game away from popping off, from claiming it. Vulture into rates works. I mean, Bio into tank works as well. As a reminder, the reason why Kiwian had such a hard time getting into the mid game is because he went for a very strong stim timing, a very dedicated stim timing that didn't do anything. If you recall, he achieved 0 damage with it. He was shut down. He was heavily delayed. So after that stim timing failed, he got punished and he lost his natural. He lost his natural. He was stuck on one base. He had to slowly retake his natural base. Slowly. I mean, he never took a third either. He was just crippled from the get-go, from the beginning. Again, a very calculated and very intentional build there at a 3-point designed to hard counter, or designed to hard counter and shut down the 3 racks. GG. GG, well played. So really well executed there by 3 points, and again, Kiwian had just a really rough transition out of it. And now we're getting into game number 3. Up next, going to be loading into Bloody Ridge. Let's go. Bearing in mind as well that after this tournament, as we are here in the finals, we do have a show match as well. I believe a show match between Classic and Shin. Oh boy, well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But we have some more StarCraft. StarCraft does continue, but here we go. Spawning in the bottom hand corner of Bloody Ridge, we have our Brood War Terran player, our blue Terran. Down in the series, down heavily here in the series. We'll see if he can bounce back. We'll see if he can bring us here to game 4, to game 5. The pressure is on. It is a Kiwian. And a spawning in the top right hand corner, going for the 12 pool. Let's go. We have the red Zerg player. We have the Brood War Zerg representing Team Hyper 1. It is 3-point. Here we go. Again, it does open up with that initial 12 pool. And welcome to game 3 of our series here. This means Brood War versus Brood War. Again, specifically in KungFu Cup in this tournament, the way this format works for a best of 5 is that game 3 is Brood War versus Brood War, game 4 is SC2 versus SC2, and then game 5 is player pick. Game 5 is up in the air, whatever the players want. They get to embrace either Brood War or SC2. So this is a unique format for KungFu Cup. And initially we do have a Kiwian walling up. Does wall up with his racks. Again, the 12 wall. We're going for the 12 pool drone pool. Let's go. The 12 pool drone pool is upon us. But again, Kiwian, he's already walling off. And we'll see if 3-point can break through this wall. As the drones, they are stacked. Send it, baby. Send it. So here we go. 14 drones. So we leave nothing at home. There's nothing at home. 14 drones, 8 Zerglings, and a dream. Send that, baby. I love that the drones, they're still fully stacked, by the way. Fully stacked up. They avoid the SCV scouts. Meanwhile, there's a full wall, and the goal here is to bust down that wall. Does go for the initial SCV. Likewise, a drone drilling here on the depot. At least trying to. Boys are being pulled to repair. Yeah, GG. GG gets pulled. We have the full repair, and Kiwian, he just shuts it down. He just shuts it down. You cannot break through that repair, and we have a series. God damn it. We have a series. We have a back and forth. We're going to game number 4. Let's go. GG, well played. Again, Kiwian with a full wall is almost like a hard counter. He didn't even scout, by the way. Like, he didn't even scout what was going on. Wasn't even aware of what 3-point was up to, but did have that wall fully secure, fully set up, and there was no breaking through. There was no breaking through. With that, yo, has the comeback begun? Kiwian, he does put a point on the board. Now we're getting into game 4. Can we go all the way to the ace match? Up next, StarCraft 2 versus StarCraft 2. Oh my god. Oh no, shot. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, so up next we're loading into the best map in this tournament map pool. We're going to be loading into Neo Isles of Siren. If you recall, this is the island map. Let's go, Papi, let's go. Scarlet's favorite map. Kappa. But yes, we're loading into the island map here, and this is going to be an interesting dynamic. 3-point notoriously, I think in the history of StarCraft Evolution, he has won on the island map once. I think he's won 1 game on this map. Aye. So historically, he's had a bit of a harder time. And we'll see how he does approach this. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Neo Isles of Siren, we have our South Korean Terran player. We have the SE2 Terran fighting back, putting a point on the board. Can he force the ace match? It is a Kiwian. Okay, TOP and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner. Spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here of Neo Isles of Siren, we have our South Korean Zerg player. We have our SE2 Zerg representing Team Hydra 1. It is a 3-point. And welcome one and all to Neo Isles of Siren. This is a very unique map in the map pool. What do we have here? First things first, you're walled in. You're initially walled in, so you have to mine through the minerals to be able to expand. And this is a 4-player spawn map. You can spawn in bottom right, top left, and bottom left. So 4-player spawn map, and you have your own island as well. As you can see here, you have a natural 3rd and 4th base. You have your own island to yourself. We actually featured this map earlier between Rebellion and Scarlet, and Rebellion was doing a great job at just abusing the map. In general here, SE2 Protoss has so much mobility on Neo Isles of Siren. The reason for this is because the river that does slice up the map and does cut up into quadrants is very thin. It's a very thin river, so you can blink back and forth and harass back and forth between them. Likewise, I would say that SE2 Terran also has a bit of a stronger presence here because of drop play. Like, you can just pop over drop play back and forth, striking base after base as well. So we'll see if Kiwian goes into mech or goes into bio. Opening up 2 racks. Okay, so he's going for a 2-on-1. So 2-on-1 stim timing out of Kiwian. Meanwhile, 3-point opening up. Oh my god, he's crazy. Kiwian opening up into a lair first. 1 base lair. He's lost his mind. Now, this should be for me to play, of course, but this is insane. Okay, let him cook, Papi, let him cook. Oh my, okay, sorry, my apologies. I assumed he's going for a Nidus all-in. He's going for a 1-base Nidus all-in. Okay. One base Nidus out of 3 points. Meanwhile, 2-on-1 out of Kiwian. Now, what is this 2-on-1? We're going for sim timing. We're going for mass marine, early sim timing into a factory, into a starport, into a medevac drop. This will hit like a truck. But I don't know how this lines up here. Right now, 3-point is looking. He's looking for his opponent. He's scouting here for the Terran, for Kiwian. Nidus is on the way. I believe Nidus hits first. Yeah, the Nidus is going to hit first before Stim finishes. It's going to be close. There we go. We have the factory on the way. Overlords are moving in. And again, we have confirmed that Kiwian is not top right. He's aware. And 3-point still trying to confirm the location of Kiwian. Overlords are moving in. Get him over there. Get over there. Roaches are amassing. Nidus is almost done. And Stim only just now began. Stim had only just started. Again, he's crazy. Let's go. Overlord does move in. It does move in. There we go. Going for the Nidus. It's crazy. Oh, of course, right. On the new patch, you also know that your opponent is either on 2 locations, not 3. True, true. Basically, at the start of the game, 2 locations are pinged, so you know 2 locations are possible. And here we go. The Nidus does complete. Roaches, they bust in. And there's no Stim. There's no Stim. there's no Stim. The add-ons are denied. Boys are being pulled. And the Roaches, they can hold their own. We have more Roaches on the way. Going for the add-on. Does kite back against the SCVs. And Stim should be denied. Yeah, he's so close to sniping it. It's so low. It does catch fire. More boys going down. More Roaches have arrived. Stim is denied. And that's going to be game. That's going to be game. No Stim. Tank production has just now begun. There's barely any mining. Another Nidus. And again, the one base Nidus all in. He's crazy. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, he does kite back. 16 SCV kills. 17 SCVs. And again, there's almost nothing left. Now, again, for those that are curious, the reason why we saw that 3-point only scattered 2 locations instead of 3 is that there was a patch released a couple of months ago in StarCraft Evolution on 4-player maps. The locations are pinged and they eliminate 1 possible location. So because of that, 3-point knew that he wasn't in the bottom left. He knew it was going to be either top left or top right. So it does. So the map does indicate and does tell you that 1 location they're not there. It tells you, it confirms that there's 1 location where your opponent is not. So builds like this are less gambly. True. There's less of a risk as you have to scout less locations. And with that 26 SCV kills, he cripples the economy. Kiwian down to what? Down to 7 workers. Ravagers morphing in. We're still not droning, by the way. Like 3-point is still not droning, still not saturating. But I know that the mechanic that we're referring to when it in regards to revealing that, oh my god, we're pulling the boys. he's an animal. Oh my god, the boys are being pulled. Is this gonna work? By the way, the boys are gonna be going down. Marines, they can hold their own. The tank volume doing so much in the background here. So many shots going off. Tank does finally fall down. Tank does fall, and it looks like 3-point. He barely breaks through. Oh my god, he barely overwhelms. He lost 13 drones in the process of this, but he does take down the Marines, does take down the tank. There's 2 Marines left. Down to 1. And down to none. Down to 0 Marines remaining. Back in the main. Came the production. Queen waddling in. And 3-point, he's done it. He has done it. Tank pops out. The tank is on its own. Takes down one of the Ravagers. The tank should not survive. We just see Kiwian. He's muling. He has some economy. Drones are pulling back. Yeah, Stim is denied. And the 3-point going back to mining. Going back to mining. Now, if Kiwian can somehow clean this up, we can try to force the macro game out of this. But yeah, there's no shot. No shot. With a queen, with 2 Ravagers. Like Kiwian, he should not mess up. He should not mess up an army. That should not happen. As 3-point, oh, that's 3-point he's joining. He's joining, he's saturating back at home. He has no economy. Kiwian kind of does. Kind of. Oh, he doesn't lift the CC. Does catch fire. Yeah, the production is on fire. There's one Marine to defend. And there's no rush for 3-point. 3-point, he just chill. He just chill, he can just drone up. He just saturate, he can expand. How do you know the non-spawn location? So when you load into the game, basically there are pings. There's two pings at the two possible locations, and there's no ping at the third location. So you know, like, the location that isn't pinged, you know that they're not there. And GG, well played. 3-point, he will claim the series. He will be this week's KungFu Cup champion. GG. Whew. GG, well played. A very, very intense game. Again, that almost failed, by the way. Like Kiwian, that was a clutch defense. That was very close, very intense. Again, for 3-point to pull the boys made it even closer as well, but he barely broke through the tank, barely broke through, and GG. GG, well played. He does overwhelm. Congratulations. 3-point is going to be this week's KungFu Cup champion. Congratulations. Congratulations here to 3-point. A shout out to Kiwian for holding his own. Another thing that I wanted to add here is that I do know, because of that new spawn mechanic for 4-player maps in StarCraft Evolution, I know a lot of people are advocating for that for SE2. Like, if 4-player spawn maps ever come back to StarCraft 2, to add that, to eliminate one of the possible locations, to make it easier to scout your opponent, to scout for all-ins, and I guess also to pull off all-ins as well. It's a double-edged sword, but to just eliminate one of the possible locations where your opponents would be. So with that, GG, well played. Whew. Again, congratulations to 3-point. My condolences to Kiwian, but he had an amazing performance nonetheless. So we can switch our scenes over and catch up on the bracket. And again, top or Kiwian, he did take down Spirits to make it this far as well. It was not an easy match against Spirits. And we had a crazy, I would say almost a highlight. I mean, there were so many highlights of the broadcast. We had the bunker rush versus bunker between Kiwian and Spirit. We had 3-point with this game as well, going for the crazy one base all in, the Nidus play. We had Rebellion versus Scarlet with the hyper late game. Also on Neo Isles of Siren. So it was crazy, it was beautiful, it was amazing. GG, well played. Congratulations to 3-point, and I hope you'll enjoy yourselves. Hope you'll had a great time. And again, if you want some more StarCraft Evolution content, I believe we have more on the horizon next week. Again, StarCraft Evolution League is around the corner. That is like an end of year or an annual championship for StarCraft Evolution. It is going to be taking place after EWC, after Esports World Cup. That's when the StarCraft Evolution League will be taking place. Again, it's going to allow all the players to, of course, focus and compete and focus on EWC, and then after that, during the off season, then we can embrace StarCraft Evolution. That is the plan. Oh my god! You just call it depleted uranium shell? I guess so. I guess so. But GG, well played, Kiwian. Yes, that is the end of the tournament, but not the end of the broadcast, by the way. As a reminder, a shout out to Enki Eledmos. Oh my god, Enki, he did actually host a show match a couple of days ago. Unfortunately, we were casting another event at the time, but a couple of days ago, Enki did host a show match. He hosted a best of nine show match in StarCraft Evolution, so it's within theme of this broadcast, between Classic and Shin. Oh boy. Now, if you haven't been watching too much StarCraft Evolution, you might not be familiar. There are some SE2 players that do actually compete and do actually practice and devote their time to StarCraft Evolution as well. There's not many of them. There's only a handful of them. As you can imagine, they're at the top of kind of the rankings. We have Shin for Zerg. It was Shin and Dark for Zerg, alongside Wayne and Young Yakov. For Protoss, Hero, Classic, and Skillus. And Geralt. I would say that they're like the top 4. So Hero, Classic, and Skillus, and Geralt. And for Terran, it's Bjorn and Spirit, and Milky Cow. Like, so there's like a couple of key like SE2 pros that do also compete in StarCraft Evolution, and they're pretty damn good. they're pretty solid, as you can imagine. I would say amongst all of them, the strongest was Dark, but Dark retired. Now I would say Hero. Like Hero, he looks terrifying. Like when Hero plays StarCraft Evolution, he looks like a beast. Classic as well. And I mean, it's kind of crazy to think about that. To think about how like Hero and Classic, they're at the top of the rankings in StarCraft Evolution, and obviously they're both now new GSL champions in StarCraft 2. Like they're very much so in form in both modes of the game. In both game modes. Bam. and we are going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break. I have to set up all the overlays. I have to set up all the overlays, set up all the assets here, or at least remove assets from KungFu Cup. And after the break, we have a best of 9 between Shin and Classic in StarCraft Evolution. Oh boy, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be intense. A shout out to Enki. Enki has been hosting a lot of these best of 9s on a monthly basis. Basically, every single month, he does bring together players for a best of 9 in StarCraft 2 and in StarCraft Evolution as well. So we're going to be going on a short break. When we come back, Shin and Classic coming at you next. See you soon. See you soon after this short break.